Joining us now, the Democratic candidate for U.S. Senate in South Carolina, Jaime Harrison.
It's interesting. He didn't go, help me that time.
Help me. He's running to unseat Republican Senator Lindsey Graham in what has been the most expensive Senate race in history. And Jaime, I'm laughing because I've been reading your tweets and watching Lindsey Graham say things like, you know, you have to be conservative, you have to respect certain values, and then you're a part of this party. And I think your message might have been a little different.
Yeah, it was a little different, Mika. It's about hope and inspiration, bringing us together as a community. You know, Lindsey he shows how out of touch he is. You know, he's somewhat like a relic of the 1950s or something like that. We need a senator who understands the value of our diversity, that we all come from different perspectives and different backgrounds, and that's what makes us so great. That's what makes this country so strong. But Lindsey seems to not realize that, and that's why it's time for him to go.
I've known Lindsey for a very long time. We work together very closely, and even I've been shocked, even though he started moving towards Trump hard as John McCain was dying. I've even been shocked by a couple of comments he said this campaign. One of them to the effect that if you're black in South Carolina, you can go anywhere you want to go as long as you're conservative. And then he made a bizarre statement about women the other day. What are your comments on that?
You know, well, again, it shows how out of touch Lindsey Graham is. And what the entire time, Joe, he's been focused on, you know, Democrats versus Republicans or liberals versus conservatives. He brings all of the baggage of Washington, D.C. and the political games there back home. But the people in South Carolina are desperate for some solutions to the problems they're dealing with. They're desperate for how we address the coronavirus, how those folks who have lost their jobs actually can put food on the table. How do we bring broadband into communities that have been so left out and disconnected? And that's why I'm excited about this election day, because it's time for us to bring this home. It's time for us, you know, we started this campaign off and no one thought that we had a shot. Nobody thought we had a chance.
Yeah.
But the motto of South Carolina is, while I breathe, I hope. And I've carried that hope with me throughout my life, and I've carried it throughout this campaign. So regardless of how tonight goes, we've already won. We've inspired a new generation of leaders here in South Carolina, and it fills my heart with pride when I see these little kids on Facebook and on Twitter who are holding up their Jaime Harrison signs and saying, "I am Jaime Harrison." That makes me know that we've won this thing.
I'm curious about how your background and your family applies to this moment today, because as you even mentioned, your candidacy is somewhat improbable in the eyes of many. And here you are. Yet here you are.
Yeah.
What was the confidence? So what was it that made you believe you could do this?
Well, it was, you know, my mom, who was a teen mom when she had me, and was my grandparents. You know, my grandparents had a 4th grade and an 8th grade education, Mika. My grandfather could not always vote here in South Carolina. And I named my eldest son after him. And, you know, one of the most emotional things for me on this campaign, because one of the last things I did with my grandfather in 2004 was to go vote. And he passed away a few weeks afterwards. And one of the things that I was able to do just about a week or so ago was to go vote. And I went with my 2 boys, and my eldest son is named right after my grandfather. And so to go and vote with him and mark the ballot, that meant a whole lot. It meant a whole lot. And it shows the progress that we have made in this country and that we continue to make. You know, it's about striving to get to what Thomas Jefferson said, which is, he said, all men, I say all people are created equal. And that is what we have to get to as American people, moving closer and closer to that. And I believe that we're making that progress. And I think this election can be such a historic one. This seat was the seat of Strom Thurmond, Ben Tillman, John C. Calhoun. Think about the statement South Carolina will make about this new South if it elects an African-American senator and have 2 African-American senators represent her in Washington, D.C. It's about progress. It's about making sure that we all are created equal. And I believe in South Carolina. I have hope.
It's a beautiful story, Jamie, and a lot of people are going to be moved by hearing that. And
thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.